So at the very heart of our Scotch egg is the egg. So the way to get the yolk completely perfect is to put your eggs raw into a pan. Cover with water, cold water, just enough so they're submerged. Little drop of vinegar, you can use any kind, like red wine, white wine is what I'm using, it's the best colour. And then pop them on the heat. When they come up to a boil, you turn them off, you set your time for exactly 6 minutes, and then you take them out of the water and drain them under cold. And that should give us a yolk that is both glossy but not runny and holds its shape. That's the idea anyway. So 4 lovely, perfectly boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs. And then the next most important thing about a Scotch egg is the Scotch, the egg and the Scotch. So that's 400 grams of sausage meat. And what we're going to do is split it very evenly into 4 because we want a nice even coating for our eggs. So we're going to take a bit of cling film, pop it across the scales. So onto each one we're going to put 100 grams of the sausage meat in a ball for now. You can do it by eye, but it's just better to be accurate for something like this. So you dampen your hands and you use the wetness of your hands because it means the meat won't stick to it, to kind of even it out. It doesn't have to be an exact circle, just a rough circle about 15 centimetres across. Very good. 4 little sausage mats. Into the middle of each sausage mat, what do we put? An egg. Yes, it's true. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next thing we're going to do is pick them up one by one. It's much easier to do this in the cling film, or else it just gets all sticky all over your paws. And then you just use that to guide it round and make one sausage wrapped egg. Now you just want to make sure that this bit here where it all came together is smoothed over and it's got no crevices and no cracks in it. And then you make your ball and wrap it up. Little balls of Scotchness. Lovely. Right, so these eggs had 20 minutes in the freezer. They are firm to touch. So in preparation of them being completed Scotch eggs, which they will be shortly after our breadcrumbing station, I have turned the oven on to 200 degrees on the fan side, fan assisted, and I've got a bit of butter melting here. That's preparation. Back to the breadcrumbing. You want to get yourself 3 bowls and a landing station. Into the first one goes a bit of flour. There's just a little bit of salt in it, a pinch of salt, just to season the flour. Into the second one, an egg with just a drop of water to whisk up. And then bowl 3 has some panko breadcrumbs, Japanese breadcrumbs. They just make for a crunchier outside. Then gently coat them all over in the flour. And you just want to bounce them between your hands like that, just to knock off the excess flour. And then put them into the egg. Now, the longer you leave them in the egg, the soggier they'll get. So you want to make sure you do that bit quite quickly. Give them a roll around in the egg. This is where your fingers get good and messy. And then into the breadcrumbs, like that. Just coat them around in there. So you see, I'm just using my fingertips just to move them very gently around. But look, that's a homemade Scotch egg. That's good. Okay, so lastly, drizzle with a fair amount of melted butter and pat them all over. This is what's going to make them nice and golden. So then just pop them in the oven, really hot oven, 200 degrees, fan assisted oven, really hot, for about 20 minutes. Oh yes, now those look good. We're going to leave them to cool down for about 5–10 minutes because a Scotch egg can be eaten warm, but it should never be eaten hot. These are absolutely delicious, warm or cold, perfect for a picnic. Just make sure you get to it before Timmy does.